Hello again, everybody. This is Steve Kallas speaking of sports, and we're here to talk about five of the members of the 2020 Basketball Hall of Fame class. We've already done individuals on Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Tamika Catchings, but we're going to give a little summary of five other Hall of Famers, all of whom, of course, well deserved to be in the 2020 class of the Basketball Hall of Fame. First, we're going to talk about Barbara Stevens, probably, the least known coach in the group, but Barbara Stevens has been up at Bentley in Massachusetts. She's been the head coach there for 34 years and was even the head coach for 9 years before that. So 43 years in all. She's been the Division II Coach of the Year 5 different times. She has 1,028 victories. I mean, her numbers are just staggering. She won a national championship at Bentley when they went 35-0, and she's just done it all at the Division II level. I'm sure she had plenty of opportunities to go Division I, but as an institution at Bentley, still coaching there today, will be starting her 35th year at Bentley, and she just, was always a big winner, big winner, big winner. And she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. When you develop that kind of record, even at the Division II level, that is more than worthy of being in the Basketball Hall of Fame. The next coach to talk about is more well-known and kind of a firebrand, Kim Mulkey, who is the coach at Baylor. She's won 3 national championships, and in the era of UConn, frankly, that's an incredible accomplishment. But she's the fastest coach ever to 600 wins. She now has 604 wins as a college coach. And interestingly, she played for Len Barmore at Louisiana Tech in the 80s. So she won a championship as a player, NCAA championship as a player at Louisiana Tech, and another one as an assistant coach at Louisiana Tech. And now she has 3 at Baylor. And the thing I find most impressive about her, she's a firebrand. She yells, she screams, she's passionate. But they asked her after she was informed that she was going to be in the 2020 class, so what is it about you that makes you such a great coach, et cetera, your passion, et cetera? And she goes, I just hate to lose. And, that sums it up for a lot of players, a lot of coaches, that just hating to lose is something that can drive you to very high rankings. And now this has driven Kim Mulkey to the Basketball Hall of Fame. A couple of men's coaches known a little better. Eddie Sutton, of course, if you follow college basketball. Eddie Sutton took 4 different teams to the NCAA tournament. Probably the most famous team he coached was Kentucky. And of course, he had his issues, frankly, on and off the court, and had to leave Kentucky eventually. But he did have 806 wins. 800 wins, of course, is a ton of wins in D1 basketball or any basketball. So Eddie Sutton finally gets in. He was not even a finalist last year. The 2 years before, in 2017 and 2018, he was a finalist, but he didn't get elected. He wasn't even in the finalists in 2019. But this year, 2020, he does get in, and again, over 800 wins, and took 4 different teams to the NCAA men's basketball tournament, an incredible accomplishment. The next man, most of you know as a player and a coach, NBA coach, is Rudy Tomjanovich of the Houston Rockets. Now, Rudy T was like Mr. Rocket. He played for them. He coached for them. And of course, his most famous claim to fame, and the thing I think that got him into the Hall of Fame, was the fact that he won those 2 back-to-back championships in the NBA in 1994, 1995. The Akeem Olajuwon Rockets, and of course everybody will say, well, those are the 2 years that Michael Jordan took off to play baseball. And that's true, but Michael Jordan, by his own admission, by 94 was kind of a burnout, and he needed those 2 years off. And as you know, when he came back, he won 3 more. But Rudy T was the coach of the Rockets. They beat the Knicks in Game 7 in that memorable 1994 final. And he certainly deserves it. An excellent player, number 1 draft pick in the 1970 draft. But he gets in as a coach. And again, I think deservedly so. He's been around forever. He's an excellent head coach. He won 2 NBA championships. That's usually enough to get you into the Hall of Fame. And finally, probably the least known of all of the 9 inductees, Patrick Bauman. As you know, The Basketball Hall of Fame, it's not like the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. It's not like the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It really is for anybody in the basketball world throughout the world. And Patrick Bauman was the Secretary General of FIBA for 15 years. FIBA, you probably know at least, is the International Basketball Federation, and it kind of runs all the world tournaments and the Olympic tournaments, etc. And Patrick Bauman was also a member of the International Olympic Committee. Died suddenly, unfortunately, 2 years ago in 2018, was literally at a FIBA game where he had a heart attack and passed away. But he's now recognized posthumously. Patrick Bauman, the 9th Hall of Famer in the class of 2020. This is Steve Kallas speaking of sports. We'll see you the next time.